Hello, I'm Jillian Ashton, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving ICAN as its president, and I welcome you to ICAN's summer graduation. You are about to witness the stories of some amazing humans and their beloved canines. For us, this is an exceptionally emotional graduation. You see, in 2020, with the pandemic, we had to alter our plans. We had to pivot, and we had to adjust. Like so many of you in the audience, we had to experience a new paradigm, and we had to get comfortable with a new way of being, which has allowed us to lean into new experiences and learn new ways of doing our mission and new ways to achieve the goals before us. The only thing we were unable to do in our new experience was place clients with dogs. So tonight is an especially heartwarming moment as we complete the circle from puppy to inmate to handler to volunteer, and then finally to the client. To kick off this amazing night, I'd like to introduce you to Andrew Cole, Deputy Warden of Reentry at the Correctional Industrial Facility.
My name is Andrew Cole. I'm a Deputy Warden with the Indiana Department of Correction. I began my career with the department in 2002 as an officer at Pendleton Correctional Facility. I am currently a Deputy Warden of Reentry at Correctional Industrial Facility, and I am also a trained volunteer and have served on numerous ICAN committees throughout the years. One of the many great things about ICAN is that every interaction an individual has with this program results in a story to tell. My ICAN story starts in 2013 when I was a new Deputy Warden at the Pendleton Correctional Facility. My warden had the desire to bring an animal program into the prison, and he had tasked me with implementing it. ICAN was already well established in Indiana prisons at this time, but not in a male maximum security facility. And that presented us with numerous challenges, but we were able to overcome those obstacles through the hard work and constant communication by all the facility staff, ICAN staff, and the ICAN handlers, as well as the rest of the offender population. As the program started up, you could feel the excitement in the air about the possibility of bringing animals into a prison for a purpose other than facility operations, such as detecting for contraband or controlling offenders. ICAN was going to train offenders to train service dogs. We all felt this program would be nothing but beneficial to everyone at the facility, and let me tell you, we were right. From the moment the first group of offender handlers had their initial interaction with ICAN's latest group of soon-to-be service dogs, the excitement continued to build. Handlers were constantly on the walks training the dogs, interacting with staff and offenders alike, and they were discussing the program, explaining what the dogs were doing, explaining what they were doing, and bragging about their dogs. You could feel the positivity in the air. The offenders in the program quickly came to the realization that this was going to be one of the most demanding programs they'd ever been a part of. When you are training the dog, you don't get to call it a day when the work whistle blows at 2:15. You are working with these dogs 24 hours a day. You're being trained by ICAN staff, but weekly. You have assignments, you've got homework, you're tested on a regular basis. Not to mention, you've got to care for the dogs. You've got to feed them, groom them, and ensure they stay healthy. These dogs are not simply pets. These dogs are dogs that will provide a service to someone for the remainder of their working lives. The impact the handlers' actions have on these dogs while they are training is immense, and the duty to train them is not taken lightly. So as the handlers came to understand that impact, we began to see more positive effects from them. Most came into the program with the expectation to learn how to train the dogs and gain more knowledge about dogs in general. What they didn't expect was their sense of responsibility to ensure the dog stayed on track with its training, the amount of dedication it took to be working with a dog 24 hours a day, or how much work it is to maintain that positive attitude while you're training a dog. As you all know, you have to keep a positive puppy voice, and you have to keep it in an upbeat manner in order to encourage that dog. That's a difficult thing to do. They were also developing their public speaking skills and interview abilities. ICAN not only encourages handlers to speak to others about what they are doing, they intentionally put the handlers in positions where they have to. Most handlers, however, truly enjoy sharing their experiences, explaining their training practices, and most certainly bragging about their dogs. This also helps to strengthen the family bond with numerous handlers. Some handlers struggle to communicate with their families while incarcerated, but ICAN gives them something positive to share, allowing for healthy social bonding. Another great aspect of ICAN is due to the fact that they are a nonprofit organization, they are constantly fundraising. Like public speaking, they foster that desire, we'll call it, to be part of the fundraising. If you're not familiar with ICAN's Puppy Love Valentine's fundraiser, I'd suggest you look into it. One of the items in the Valentine is a piece of art that is created by the handlers and their dog. Over the years, this fundraiser has grown in popularity to where the demand is over 1,000. Now, that is quite a bit of dog art for the handlers to create, but I can assure you it's something that they look forward to every year. Not only does it give the handlers an opportunity to do something unique with their dog, but the setting in which it occurs is something that you don't often see inside a prison. Very rarely do you see offenders become so completely unguarded that they let down their walls and interact with each other like they were all hanging out in someone's garage. The sense of camaraderie and truly enjoying the experience of doing something for a greater good is always an amazing thing to experience, and for a program to bring that out inside a prison is a phenomenal feat. Puppy Love is one of my favorites, as I have been involved with that fundraiser in many different aspects since 2015. I certainly have numerous stories from every year I've been a part of it. Bringing those stories back to the handlers in the facility is something that I look forward to every year. ICAN is all about changing lives on both ends of the leash, and I feel it speaks to more than just a recipient of a service dog. It speaks to the offender handlers as well. Their lives are greatly impacted by this program, whether they expect it to be or not. They are changed. They learn an enormous number of skills while they're in the program, but they're also going to come to the realization that they have and will be impacting numerous people by being a part of this program. Whether it's someone who learned about ICAN because they received a Puppy Love Valentine, or someone who can live a normal life due to getting an ICAN dog, they had a part in that.
As you can see, our partnership with the Indiana Department of Corrections plays a vital role in the success of ICAN. Now I want to take a moment to thank those who have helped us get here. The puppy sponsors that supported financially the development, the health, and the growth of the dogs being placed. The puppy whelpers and raisers that got these pups out on the right paw from the very beginning. The ICAN furlough volunteers and inmate handlers who were empowered with the goal of preparing these dogs for their very important jobs. Our ICAN community is stronger than ever, and it has grown with the addition of our 9 new clients, their families, and their supportive communities. Now I'd like to introduce you to Sandy Clark, Director of Client Success. Take it away, Sandy.
Thank you, Jillian. The footage that you will be seeing about our graduating partnerships was taken at the ICAN's team training, where we teach the client how to work with the dogs. Our first partnership I'd like to introduce you to is Mandy and Foster. Mandy is the Chief Probation Officer at Miami County Probation Department. Foster is being placed as a courthouse dog. Foster's primary location will be in Mandy's office and surrounding areas. Foster will assist with interviews, depositions, and serve as a stress reliever for staff, law enforcement, and others involved in the court system. Mandy will be his primary handler, and she will be assisted at times by Whitney, Foster's secondary handler. The purpose of a courthouse dog is to act as a conduit or a bridge between offenders and the court system, and in Foster's case, his primary audience will be individuals dealing with drug and alcohol abuse and addictions. Our next partnership is Whitney and Kinley. Whitney is the assistant principal at Hamilton Heights High School. Kinley will assist students with emotional regulation in individual and group settings. She will be present in classrooms, hallways, and school events, providing support through hugs, high fives, fist bumps, and a cold, wet nose. The footage you are seeing are some of the examples of Kinley's skills. Up next is the successor placement, Isa and Knox. Daisy, the school's previous facility dog, recently retired after a number of years of loyal service. Isa is a school child advocate in the emotional disability classroom at Princeton Community Primary School in southern Indiana. Knox provides social skills and coping skills to special education students in kindergarten through 2nd grade. He helps with kids who are overwhelmed with academic or behavioral expectations. Knox's top tasks include being a reading partner, reducing anxiety from parent separation, and he is also used as a reward for students meeting their daily goals. Our next facility dog is Nugget, who is being placed with Connie. Connie is a school guidance counselor and department chair at Lawrence North High School. Nugget has a lot of energy, matching that of the students, which makes this the perfect location for her to serve. Nugget will be escorted throughout the school on a daily basis. Her primary location will be in the guidance office. Nugget will assist students with emotional regulation, life lessons, anxiety, and be used as a reward when students meet their goals. This can include one-on-one time with Nugget or assisting in Nugget's care and grooming. Nugget is a conduit for the students to assist with opening up and problem solving. I would like to take you now to an actual setting of a facility dog in action. Introducing Courtney and Forrest. Courtney is a title teacher at George Washington Carver Montessori School number 87, an inner-city school serving pre-K through 8th grade. Forrest is a successor dog to the previous school facility dog, Bodie, who passed away in 2019 from cancer.
I was asked to list the positive impact a school facility dog, Forrest, has made on the students and staff of our building. And as I told Courtney before, it's an easy question to answer.
My name is Courtney Hedges. I work at George Washington Carver Montessori 87. It's an inner city school, Indianapolis Public Schools. I am the title teacher here. I teach reading, and we work with students from pre-K all the way through 8th grade. The things that Forrest do here at school also carry over into their home life and school life. So saying, we brush his teeth every day, you need to brush your teeth every day. That just encourages the kids to brush their teeth. He's cleaning up his toys. You need to clean up your toys at home.
One of my favorite things that I like for Forrest to do is to read with the students. And he sits there quietly as they read and just listens. And just his presence is very calming. And he is teaching them. He's teaching them many things. He's teaching them about emotional learning. He's teaching them to calm down. He's teaching them to center themselves and to focus. He's also teaching them things that we do in a Montessori classroom called grace and courtesy. Being kind, being respectful, all those things are really important.
I love working with the kids. I love seeing them grow. I will say this year has been an extreme challenge for all teachers. I think this is the most challenging year we've had. Everybody loves Forrest, and I think that really helped with all this COVID stress that we've had. I think he really just was able to help take some of that stress away.
He's here for the children every day to help them, but he's also here for the staff. He helps me. He is a member of our school family, and we love him very much.
Thank you, Sandy. In 2020, volunteers collectively donated over 93,000 hours to keep our mission moving forward. And the incredible ICAN team, who keeps our purpose-driven mission on its course and tenaciously dedicate themselves to getting the job done. You all mean the world to me, to ICAN, and to our mission. You have all played a significant role in getting us to this place, our absolute favorite moment when client and canine become partners. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce you to Sean Diamond, Director of Training. He's going to introduce us to the rest of our clients. Sean?
Thank you, Jillian. Our next partnership is Evan and Cash. Evan is 19 years old and lives with Down syndrome. Evan is very excited about getting Cash. He recently graduated high school and will participate in a work-study program where they work 4 hours a day, then do life skill activities the other half of the day. Some of the skills Cash will provide for Evan will be turning the lights on and off and nudging him to remind him to do chores. Evan also sits up in the middle of the night, turns on the light, bends over, and remains in that position. When he does this, Cash will nudge or kiss him, which will prompt him to lay down, and Cash will then turn off the light. As a facilitated placement, Cash will assist Evan in keeping up with his parents when they're out in public, and he will provide the connection to enable Evan to stay focused and not become distracted. Our next 3 introductions are mobility assist partnerships. The first is Rex and Lunar. Rex is 76 years old and a Vietnam veteran. For 46 plus years and counting, he's been working as an auto auctioneer. Rex has had multiple back surgeries, which has resulted in his inability to bend over and pick up items lower than his knee. Some of the skills Luna will be providing Rex are retrieval of dropped objects, turning lights on and off, assisting with laundry, and opening and closing doors. Since Luna has been with Rex, Rex is also spending less time in the lazy boy watching Gunsmoke reruns. Our next partnership is Andy and Frankie. Andy is 42 years old and is a paraplegic in a manual wheelchair. He works as a physician in a medical office where Frankie will be assisting him at work and at home. Some of the many skills that Frankie will assist Andy with will be when Andy drops things, it puts him at risk of falling out of his wheelchair, so Frankie will retrieve the various items he drops. He will turn the lights on and off. He will carry fireplace logs from the garage into the house and carry groceries for him into the house. Frankie will also assist Andy by bracing to assist with transfers from the wheelchairs to another surface like a sofa or a chair. He will also assist Andy in this manner by helping him turn over in the bed. He will help Andy up from a lying position by doing a tug. And when packages are delivered to the front door but are not near the door, Frankie will assist by pushing the packages closer to the door and helping bringing them into the house. Andy also occasionally has leg spasms. Frankie will do a lap to put pressure on his legs to keep them under control. Our next partnership is Brittany and Molly. Brittany is 28 years old, a single mom of 6-year-old twins who lives with multiple health issues in which mobility assistance, among other things, is needed. Let me introduce you now to Brittany and Molly in her home and how Molly provides assistance to her on a day-to-day basis.
Having a service dog wasn't anything that I thought I needed, honestly. It was my doctor, actually, that she said, you know what? I really think you should look into service dog. And I was like, at first I was like, no, I'm fine. It'll be okay. Kind of the way that I always have been my whole life. Like, I'll be fine. Not realizing what a great impact that she has had on my life and what she can do for me. So I have a hidden disability. Just because I don't look disabled doesn't mean they know what I'm going through or what I go through and what I struggle with. Yes, I look fine when you see me out places, but here's my daily struggles and this is what causes it. I started getting sick when I was about 7 years old. I was vomiting all throughout the night and nobody could pinpoint what it was from. At 8 years old, I was sent to a specialist in Chicago and they diagnosed me with cyclic vomiting syndrome. I started passing out and couldn't stay hydrated, and I turned into the girl at school that passed out in the lunchroom and not who I was. After I had my kids, I was 22 and I got diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So it's a connective tissue disorder. So basically all the connective tissue in your body, which is all throughout, doesn't do what it's supposed to. I can't regulate my blood pressure, my heart rate, body temperature, and several other things. I have POTS, which is when my heart rate and blood pressure changes according to sitting, laying, standing. So bending over, for instance, can make me feel very lightheaded to where I could even pass out. And there's times that I've stood up and then realized I had to lay right back down to the ground to give my body time to reset. So having something that is hidden doesn't stop it from being there just because you can't see it. Having that dog there to give me that sense of independence, to give me that strength and courage to be out there, to know that I'm not alone in that. I have my partner, and she may be a dog, but she's my partner. And so that sense of independence has been great, and I can thank my doctor for that, because before her I wouldn't even thought twice about it. She can get laundry out of my dryer. Anything bending over and standing back up can make me feel very lightheaded. So that transition from the dryer to the basket, and she can even pull the basket to me so I can fold it. So it doesn't even have to be, I can sit at the kitchen table so she can put the clothes in the dryer and pull the basket to me to where I can fold them there. I don't have to use that energy. So by not using that energy on stuff like that, I'm able to put it towards my kids, and we can go out and play. The great thing is we can play with the dogs. We're throwing a ball and we're being able to enjoy life. Let's go to the park. Let's do these things, because I don't have to use that energy at home as much. I can conserve that and I can use it elsewhere. Molly can get a blanket for me. She gets my phone. She picks up anything off the floor that I need her to get. Anything. Like, there's not anything that I feel like she can't do. As what a dog can do, she can pretty much do it all. I still could not believe when I got the call from Sandy that I had been matched, that I was actually matched. I just started crying everywhere. Then I called my mom and I started crying that I had a match. After 4 years of waiting, I had a match. When Molly came in and I met her, I mean, of course, she's so stinking cute and beautiful, and I loved her immediately. But what really made me know that she was my match was Sandy said, "Okay, Molly, you ready to go?" And she came and sat on my feet. Like, nope, this is my person. I'm not ready to go. And it was literally that moment that obviously still brings me to tears to know that she knew and I knew that she was my person. And it's not been even, I haven't even second guessed it. God put her in my life. And it sounds crazy to say that God put an animal in my life, but he did. He created her for me, and I have no doubts about that, and I'm just thankful for it.
This year, we plan to place 30 clients with canine partners. This will be our largest class in ICAN's 19-year history. We cannot take for granted the good fortune we've had up to now, and we must continue to advocate for our clients as our graduation classes continue to grow. That is why we are announcing our purpose-driven campaign. It will cost approximately $15,000 to graduate the next 20 clients we have in the queue. These funds are covered 100% by donors like you, as we do not want to pass these costs on to the client. We want to raise $15,000 over the next 30 days so that these expenses are fully covered. You can make a gift today to ensure that we can continue these life-changing placements and the important follow-up with excellence. It's also ensuring that clients will have the opportunity to experience new adventures and new possibilities with their canine companion. You can make a donation by clicking the Donate Now button on the right side of your screen. Your gift will make a difference, and it will unleash hope. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night.